isn't this just fantastic? Captain's Log, subdate 200925.2. As the top and tail system didn't work, we have replicated a shrink ray created by some guy called Rick, and we now have an increased capacity of 5,000%. The only problem is, we can't undo this when the pup, or inmate, has been released. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. Today we have 9 subjects. Yeah, there's a few, but I do apologise for that, but some of these are funny and won't be overly long to go through. Before we start, there will be a political recap stream on the Moistski Live channel with myself and Trups LP at 9:30 PM GMT. Link to the Moistski Live channel and to Trups LP's channel in the description down below. To start, we're going to go strong. We're going to start with Kanye West. Oh boy, Kanye. He really knows how to make a statement. I was alerted of his more recent statement courtesy of a friend called Cindy. This is Cindy. Go follow her on Twitter, she's lovely. Where Kanye West did the following. The reason for that is because he doesn't condone the Grammys past and their links. Yes, not deodorant, links. Yes. The first thought I had upon seeing that particular Grammy was, did you steal that from Taylor? Because you have a track record. As we've opened with a smile, perhaps now we should open with an eye roll. This is Avocado Thotti. Now, you see these a lot, promoted by others. Usually they give you a choice. Them or something else, or what are you thinking? Something profound, I'm sure. Well, Avocado Thotti has asked, me or the PS5? The answer is obvious. The PS5. But she has an answer for this, which will surely swing it in her favour, so you will all say her. If you choose the PS5, then you're gay. There's someone on my Discord server that says things like that. The 90s called. They want their turn of phrase back. It is worth noting, Avocado Thotti got a considerable amount of criticism for using gay as a, air quotes, joke, when given such a difficult choice. Next we go to Augie. Ogie. You know what, I don't actually care how your name is said, but only because of your tweet. It is impossible for British people to sound threatening. British people can only use movies, something that isn't real, to cope. Yeah, keep crying, mate. When you said that, what you meant to say was English. I thought it wise to point out British is the United Kingdom, and it is worth noting the only reason you hear posh accents in movies is because they don't understand the heavier and thicker accents in the United Kingdom. Might I recommend you go further north? I don't mean in Irate Alex territory because he's not really a northerner, nor is he mixed race. But if you go really far north, the accents there are very aggressive. How many villains do you see that are Scottish? And as you're in Texas, because I can see it on your profile there, might I recommend when coronavirus is over, you just pop over, go to Glasgow, and tell people British people do not sound threatening. I think you'll find very quickly that there are many threatening accents that don't feature in movies because it turns out nobody can be bothered to subtitle the more aggressive accents in this country. At some point in the near future, I'm hoping to have a slide made by my lovely artist Nestle for a segment I call Americans Ruin Everything. For this, we're going to insert this burger with a paint roller. That is one of the top 10 most obvious to induce a heart attack burgers to ever exist ever. And if you do manage to eat that, something tells me your blood is going to turn into plastic cheese. And as it is worth pointing out, if any burger requires a stick to hold it up, it is no longer a stick, it's a bloody kebab. With the theme of food, we should now fly far from America and over to Hong Kong. And this was trending, so I noticed it quite quickly, where some Hong Kong cake makers have started to make flip-flop cakes. As ingenious as that is, someone is inevitably going to confuse it. And clearly it is done for the attention, yes, I know. but I thought it wise to now point out, I'm now starting to understand why China wants to take away your freedoms. I mean it. Moving on from this, we should talk about Joe Rogan, who earlier in the week had to issue an apology. Now, this was because on his podcast he spoke about the fires in Portland, some of which were started by protesters who had been arrested, but some were not. But Joe inadvertently spoke as if all were started by protesters. This has caused a lot of problems. The fires have raged for a while, and the fact people have decided to use it as a means to get their point across is disgusting. Some fires in that region of the US have been started accidentally, others not so much. Joe has become trusted as someone that does pass out fact. I've never really regarded his podcast as fact, though. I've always regarded it as a chit-chat. The guy is a stand-up comic and a commentator. And part of me thought perhaps one of the main reasons he issued the apology wasn't because he was marginally inaccurate, which he was only marginally inaccurate, but entirely because Spotify, yo, are those podcasts that are missing up yet? I feel like that slide dig might need some explaining, but I'm not going to provide it because it's fairly obvious what I mean by it. So instead we're going to move to Fat Pat, the other half of Poisoning the Well, who tweeted out, "Tweet explain, hey, what words do you want to hear me say?" Which is a quote response to the Quartering who tweeted what's on everyone's minds for videos today. I have this view. If you have to ask your audience what videos to make, chances are you're too lazy to go and do the work yourself. But at the same time, considering the views he gets, I can also understand it, because he gets massive views. So he would want, for the sake of growth and the sake of, let's say, consistency, he would want to make videos that they want. So he would have to pander. I myself am guilty of this from time to time, but I never ask the audience what they want me to do. I instead just do it because it is what I believe they would want. Although based on recent views, I've gotten that wrong. Maybe I should start asking people for advice and ideas and tips on what content you want to see from me. Yes, that'll be fun. But in conclusion to this, I tend to agree with Pat as a more snarky remark to those who have to ask their audience what they want to hear you say that makes them happy. It's lazy, and I'll be honest, at your size, Jeremy, you should already know. You've been here long enough, and your channel's smashing it. You know what they want. So just keep doing that, because you're clearly very good at it. Our penultimate story of the day is this video, Heaven and Hell on Earth is a Thing. Now that is some dating, and I can hardly wait for them to bump uglies in those massive Zorb balls. Just remember everyone, Rule 34 applies here. The final tweet today, I probably should have done Kanye last, but I wanted to start strong, comes from Tink TV. Dude, I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm the ultimate lurky lurker in streams lately. I'm starting to understand why some people mainly lurk and don't chat. It's like I just want to sit back and watch instead of converse. Is that horrible of me? The answer is no. I actively encourage people to lurk as much as they want. My view is, I'm just grateful you are there. You don't have to talk, because I'm going to talk anyway. The only thing that talking does for me, especially when I'm playing simulator-based games, is make sure that I am kept on my toes when it comes to sparking conversation, which I find to be the most rewarding and unpredictable, also entertaining. This particular tweet reminds me that there are many creators and streamers out there who feel entitled to your attention. You must give them comments. You must drive up engagement. Comment down below what you think of this, by the way. And by doing so, that arrogance often jades people's perspectives to streamers and content creators. There should be no pressure to do anything like that. You are a viewer, and it is our job as creators and or streamers to entertain you. And if you decide to chat, fantastic. If you don't, that's unfortunate, but I'll be honest, no one's going to lose sleep over it, and you shouldn't feel guilty for not doing it. I hope I've answered that clearly enough. As we're done here, I would love to know what you think. I've already asked you to leave comments down below, but I'll say it again. Please leave your comments down below. And if I don't see you tonight for the political recap stream with Trups LP, have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend. Thank you all for listening.